We live in the loudest time in human history, yet every night we fall back into silence. The same silence we spent all day trying to escape. We fill every second with noise, music, podcasts, voices. But have you ever wondered what's hiding behind all that sound? I always ask myself, why do we always have to be listening to things all the time? We wear earbuds or headphones everywhere. Why, even for simple tasks like doing laundry or dishes, do we need something playing in the background? Well, it's not 100% our fault. It's a part of something deeper, something hidden. It's the world that we were dropped into, a world built to keep us distracted. Silence makes people think, and a thinking population is a dangerous one. When you're constantly surrounded by stimulation, you don't stop to question things. You just keep scrolling, consuming, and obeying and listening. And that's honestly how they like it, because a quiet mind starts to see different patterns. That's bad for business, bad for control, bad for the surface level illusion that everything's just fine. The very medicine that we need and long for, being silence, they made it feel like a poison. And it's the perfect way to distract us, because true wisdom lies in silence. Let's ask ourselves, what's the reason we escape from silence? For some, it's for entertainment, maybe to concentrate better, to not get distracted by things. You have a little bit of free time to listen to a new book, that's fine. However, the underlying tone, if done regularly, is simple. It's to escape thoughts, problems, and yourself. So now, when we do fall into silence, we panic. Our thoughts feel too loud, too much, too endless, because we're not used to just sitting and watching them pass. And maybe that's the point. Noise keeps us compliant, it keeps us chasing the next sound, the next clip, the next hit of whatever you're watching. They built a system where silence feels wrong, because silence is freedom, and freedom isn't profitable. They make it so easy. Noise canceling headphones, endless entertainment, 24-hour news, 48-hour battery life, different products that you can put into your ears, different videos that you can watch. It's not just convenience, it's conditioning. If you wanted to control a population, this is exactly how you do it. When we have ideas, is it ever during a time when we're actively trying to think? Or is it randomly, when we're quietly walking, in the shower, laying in bed, or just sitting quietly? Personally, while building my business, having different ideas, insights, and complex connections were at the epitome of what I had to figure out. And I could tell you, my greatest ideas for my company have come while in silence, either going on a walk, literally laying in bed and picking on my phone, writing so many ideas down because that's when they all just poured out. And then during the day when I was sitting down, trying to actively figure it out, nothing was coming. And then randomly, when I'm quiet, doing nothing, not even thinking about business, they come. And it's not new knowledge, by the way. The ancients knew it. Philosophers, strategists, poets. They cultivated silence the way a farmer cultivates land. From it, they grew insights, imagination, and understanding. When your mind is always full of noise, how can you ask deeper questions? How can you see the bigger picture? It was from this fertile void that they harvested their power. The one who is bombarded by noise all day, how can they have time to ponder on the things that matter most? Sometimes when we listen to things too long, we just start to get irritated by sound after a while. I've had, and you may have as well, moments where you just don't even put anything on while doing work and completely lose yourself in what you're doing, to the point where you don't even realize you aren't listening to anything. They actually become the most fruitful and productive work sessions you've ever had, and you don't even want to put anything on after. This is the silence high that you get. You allow your other senses to become fully aware, as well as yourself. You start to feel your breath. You start to hear the creak in the floor, the dryer that's been on the whole time, the softness of the keyboard, the sight of the lamp in your peripheral vision, and the taste of the trail mix that you've been eating the whole time. If you are your thoughts, tell them to stop. A thought will come, it's inevitable. But that's not you. You are what you carry out. If you carry out the action of the mind, that's your action. You listen to it. The ones who understand these thoughts are not them. They don't carry out certain actions. The ones who succumb to it like criminals, they will carry it out. Just listen to some interviews. They literally say, I had a voice in my head tell me what to do, and they go ahead and carry it out. The mind is thinking, it's not separate. The greatest moments are when you kind of just brush them off, just like when you're playing sports. The thought that says to stop thinking is still a thought, by the way. It doesn't magically get a hierarchy in the chain of thought. Now, what can we do about it? It first starts by deeply understanding the consequences of the bombardment of noise. Write them down. Know the detriments it has. With everything, you truly need to know where you want to be, the reason you want to be there, why you're not there yet, what's stopping you, the consequences of not being where you want to be, and if it's acceptable for you or not. So it starts with understanding the risk of constant noise. Next, it has to become a habit. I'm not saying to meditate. I'm saying to do tasks that you would usually do with earbuds in or sound without it. You can also set aside a small amount of time, literally 3 minutes scattered throughout the day, to kind of just sit there and take a breather. Even better, walk outside. But it's more important to get used to silence in everyday tasks. So if you're in a stressful situation like before an important meeting or exam, remember something before you put in that podcast or music in your ears. Why would you purposefully give yourself all those stresses if you are the one behind the thinking? If we try so hard to stop the anxiety and stress, how can we be the thoughts behind it? Simply just tell it to stop if you are your thoughts, and then all the anxiety and stress would go away. Remember that. You can. At first, silence feels uncomfortable, no doubt about it. But then it starts to feel familiar, and one day it feels like home. Turning down the volume isn't escape, it's returning. Silence is not optional, it's essential.